you are right. We have people from the embassy who can translate from Hungarian into Bulgarian, right? Okay. Okay. Do you see us? Can you hear us? Well, okay, we have several questions for Mr. Rubik. Shall we start? Do we have him?
I think the mic of Mr. Rubik needs to be switched on. Mr. Rubik, can you switch on your audio, your mic, your microphone, so that they can hear you?
Yes, your mic is muted. Could you please switch it on?
Your microphone is not working, Mr. Rubik. You need to switch on the mic. Now it's perfect.
You can hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Great.
That's fine. Perfect. So, but I can't hear anything, actually.
You cannot hear us?
No, I can hear you, but nobody else.
That's enough for time being.
That's enough. That's fine. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much again for joining us for this event. We started yesterday, by the way. We started yesterday with the competition with different disciplines, and yesterday we had a national record for the arranging of the cube 5 by 5 by 5, right?
I see.
We have also the champions in 2 disciplines, 5 by 5 by 5 from this morning, 4 by 4 by 4 from this morning, and now we will have the champion for the blind arranging, right? And by the end of the day, we'll have all the champions.
That's fine.
Okay. So, we have some questions for you, and we are curious because Technomagic Land is the land of curiosity and the land for curious people, curious children, and their curious parents. So, we are very curious to learn. We know that the Rubik's Cube has has 43 quintillion different combinations, right?
I can't hear you very well. I heard something, but not a clear
Okay,
question.
I will ask again. You hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the Rubik's Cube has 43 quintillion different combinations, right? And
Right.
we would like
That's
to ask
good.
you, which is your favorite? Which is your favorite combination?
Which one? Naturally, my favorite is, especially after if it's mixed and you are solving it, the favorite is to arrive back and to see the uniform color on all sides. So, and not a mixed one, because that's the most beautiful stage, because that's your target. And it takes time to go there. Naturally, I'm not a champion. I was not practicing on speed, but in general, it is very, it's a victory if you can do it. So that's especially at the beginning.
And do you have a, let's say, combination for the year? Let's say, is there a special combination for 2024, or combination for the day, or combination for the month? Do you have such?
You know, it's. I was not busy with the speed cubing. It's a very nice side effect of the cube. Mainly, what is the reason I was thinking about it to give the chance to learn about geometry, to learn about math, and to learn about yourself. So people can test themselves what they are capable for, and they can do it after a while. Very few one can do it independently, discovering alone the solution, but you can learn it because there are a huge amount of information on the internet and in books as well.
We have a question from a young friend of mine, Andrei, who is 10 years old. He asked, who selected these 6 colors?
Why is the 6 colors? I choose the primary colors, which are very important and easy to distinguish. And I believe it's strong colors and easy to find out, and they are the basic colors. So, and I was using the on the opposite side some kind of contrast, so that means they are related. So in the opposite side of blue, for example, it's green, but it's a mixture of blue and yellow. It's the result is green, and so on and so forth. Red and yellow is orange, what you can see, and and so on.
Okay, you created this cube to teach your students about the 3 dimensions in architecture, right? What can you teach us today with the cube? What can be the best lesson with the cube today?
I can teach, the cube can teach them. You don't need a person to explain what you learn. You learn it if you are doing it. So that I believe that's the best way to learn, by doing, to practice and discovering by yourself the rules and what is the secret of the knowledge. So, but what I wanted to give people, the older ones as well, because it's the cube is not limited on young. For example, I heard it's a very good thing in elderly homes because you are practicing your memories, and it's very good for elderly people who are weakening in memories, and so on and so forth.
Okay. One last question from my side, and I'll give the floor to other participants to ask you questions. What was the process from the idea to the product? Was it easy?
Repeat, please. Repeat it.
The process, what was the process from the idea to the product? The final product, the Rubik Cube. Did it take a long time to make your idea a concrete product? And was it an easy process, or it was a difficult one?
What do you mean about profit?
No, not profit. Process.
I see.
From your idea, when it occurred in your mind to make it the Rubik Cube which we know today.
So it was about 3 years after I solved the problems, I applied for a patent and so on. It was about 3 years it appeared on the market, but it's in a limited market only in Hungary. And after another 3 years, arrived to cross the Iron Curtain and reach the whole world gradually. It started in New York, this distribution, and the first 3 years of the cube was how can I say, a commercial wonder. So it's in 2 years they sold out more than 100 million copies.
Okay. Do you have a favorite story related to the cube?
There are so many. So that's the cube. How can I say? If you are a reader of newspaper, or what is much more easy nowadays, on the internet, you must know the internet about the same age was born than the cube. So they are 50 years already, and on the internet it's available a huge amount of information about the cube, about the stories, about the articles about the cube. Because of the anniversary, I was searching about the appearance of the cube in many different ways. For example, the cube, you can find the cube on the cover of the magazines. And I found more than 1,000 magazine cover with the cube on different reasons, many different reasons, occasion. Or the cube, there were published thousands of solution books in these 50 years, and there are not only solution books, but on book covers as well. You can find the cube, picture of the cube, remind you something that is related with the subject of the cube. And naturally, the thousands and thousands of articles and so on, podcasts and many other things.
And now I ask Ambassador Polendakov to share with us. He has a very interesting story related to the cube. Ambassador Polendakov.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, it's a great privilege to meet distinguished Mr. Rubik at the half-centennial celebration of the cube. And I have a real interesting story myself. In the early 80s, I was confined to a hospital bed in Sofia. I had an injury on my right knee. And I stayed for weeks and months in the hospital. And the only way I could, as a young guy, survive being confined to the bed was your cube. I mentally grew up with it in my hands. I was frustrated in the very beginning because there was nobody to teach me. Internet, even if it was already available, it was not available in that hospital. And I didn't have any tutorial to how to do it. I went up to de-engineer it. So I admit I decomposed your cube a few times just to initially fit the squares back to the same color. So I knew how it worked. But I was very proud to become the hospital champion of making the cube after 4 months of practicing. So I did participate in one of your very early competitions. And I'm so happy to now meet you in person so many years later. Thank you very much for giving such a great invention to the world. It's a genial product. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I wish good luck for the competitors and the visitors and the parents of the kids and everybody who is related and they are there and everybody who have this occasion.
Let me now introduce to you the ambassador of Hungary to Bulgaria.
Yep.
Mr. Boros.
Good morning, Professor Rubik. You can hear me? Good morning, Professor Rubik.
Good morning.
Welcome in Sofia, even online, and I hope very much that once we shall have the possibility to greet you personally in Bulgaria, it would be a big pleasure for Hungarian Embassy and the Bulgarian community dealing with the Rubik Cube as well. Dear colleague Crystal, thanks and congratulations for organizing this event with Professor Rubik. And first of all, happy birthday to the Rubik Cube. I have a recent story with the Rubik Cube. We celebrated the Europe Day some days ago in front of the square of the National Theatre in Sofia. And on the Hungarian stand, we put some touristic materials and a Rubik Cube. And youngs and olds came to the stand and began to play with the Rubik Cube. So the Rubik Cube was and remains one of the most popular game, and we know very well that this is more than a game in Bulgaria as well. Thank you very much, Professor, for that.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Mr. Rubik, if you allow 3 more questions from our first champions. Okay, first is from
Yana Petrova. When you invented the cube, did you expect it will be so popular nowadays?
You know, when I was working on it, I was interested about the cube itself, the content and the possibilities, and I was not thinking about as a product and the size of the sale. But after a while, at first I proved for myself it's solvable. It was a very basic question at the beginning. And next to it, it was a very questioning subject as a product on sale, because the trade and the trade people was worried how it's possible to sell it at all, because it's too difficult, and they thought people don't like something like this, which they are not able to do. But fortunately, when the sale started and the kids picked it up and got it as a present, or they bought it in some way or another, or have seen it in the classroom, they picked it up and they enjoyed it. And it was it is a very rare occasion when the kids know something better than the adults, than the parents, and they teach the parents how to do it, and so on and so forth. And and gradually it became really a craze in the first time, but it was a very real wonder. And the other wonder is, in my view, is after 50 years, the situation is very close to this. New generation is growing up. The kids find it, the grandfather cubes on the shelf, and pick it up, and they enjoy on the same way as their father or the grandfather did it. And but I'm very happy as well that's not only the boys are doing it, but it started for the girls as well. So, and they are really can be very well and successful. So I hope that in one day will be separate competitions between the boys and the girls, and you will find not only boys making world records, but the girls as well, and so on and so forth. So very shortly, that was my and the cube story in the last 50 years.
Thank you. Next question.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Kristina Kostova, and firstly I want to say thank you, Mr. Rubik, for creating the Rubik's Cube and bringing so much joy and challenge to this world. You honestly have changed millions of people's life for the better, including mine, so thank you for that. Now for my question. Nowadays there are a lot of tutorials and anyone who wants can learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube. But you're the only person that solved it with no tutorials. My question is, what was your thought process back then? How did you know that you should not solve it side by side but instead layer by layer?
Unfortunately, the quality of the noise is not so not very clear. You are interested about the how can I say, the mathematical content of the cube?
The thought process you have to solve it.
For example, that was an interesting part of it. It took about 30 years to prove that the 20 moves is enough from any position to make it in order. It was a very difficult task, and it have done not really as a theoretical proof, but they have got practical ones using the Google computer capacity, and naturally it was necessary to find out practical ways to do that, and it's proved that 20 moves is enough from any positions.
And you were the first to arrange the cube without any tutorial.
Sorry?
You were the first one to solve the Rubik's Cube without any tutorial. Yeah. What was your tutorial in your mind at the time?
So you can discover how to make it order. That's the cube is a very, how can I say, simple but difficult in the same time task to understand what's happening, and it's possible to do it without any mathematical tools or techniques, just to use your logic. But it's not an easy task, I believe. So I don't know how many people did it without any help, but that's our strength for human beings. We are capable to store knowledges. We can learn from the past and what other people were able to do. So we can learn from each other, not only, we are not alone, lonely persons. We have the community, and we can share the knowledge.
Thank you.
And one more question. Yes.
Hello, my name is Jan Stefanov, and I would like to ask you, why did you decide to put colors on the cube?
Somebody already asked me about the colors. I like colors. The colors are very alive. It's much more easy. You don't need to find out. So if you are using, for example, the letters or numbers, it's not everywhere the same in the world. In different culture, they are using different kind of letters. They are using different kind of how can I say, graphical presentation for the numbers as well. Naturally, we can say till today already there are some common form and so on. But to read, it's a different than to see a picture, and to the simplest. I was looking for the simplest communication form, and that was the color. And the colors are beautiful. You know, if there is a nice weather right here already, I don't know how it is in Sofia, but I'm looking the sky, it's blue. I'm looking the green side, countryside, but I have here from from my terrace and so on and so forth. So that's these simple colors are enjoyable for me, and I think not only for me, but for people in general.
We will not tell you what is the color of the sky in Bulgaria, because we would like you to come and see it yourself. You're already invited, both by Ambassador Boros and by us, all the people here, right?
Yes.
Your applause is for Mr. Rubik.
Unfortunately, the world is so huge, and so many countries, and so many people. I would be. In the past 50 years, I've been so many different places on the world, and I met with so many interesting and how can I say, people who are of the cube. So, and as you know, you are after 50 years, you are not in the same energy than it was when I was 30 years old. Right now, that's my anniversary as well. So I'm already 80. So I was flying too much already. So and so forth. So but you never know what the future will give you us. I don't know. So I can't promise. I've been already when I was with my colleagues and when I was students, I spent some time on the seaside of Bulgaria. It was a very nice time for me and for my colleagues as well. It was not far from the Turkish border on the seaside. It was a very romantic small village and so on, but it was a nice time to be there. Nature, it was in summer.
We will invite you in the summer. In summer, only in summer you will come. Okay, so happy birthday to the Rubik Cube and Yernьо Rubik himself. Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much. Thanks, and wish good play and nice time on the competition as well. And big prizes. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Good luck.
If you allow us, I'll ask Ambassador Boros to give the certificates signed by you to our winners, right? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'm seeing the public. Thank you.